Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. I hope you'll consider subscribing if you find these videos useful, helpful, informative, funny, whatever. Today I'm going to teach you how I color my hair, cover the gray, and highlight it, all for about 10 bucks at home. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned and let's do this. Okay, so I just got finished coloring and highlighting my hair, and I'm gonna show you the second step of what I do. I'm gonna explain the first step because I think it's super easy. I actually forgot to film it, but really all I do is get the Loreal, the 5-minute root touch-up, and I put that on my roots, and all I use is a little brush, and I only put it on the gray, and the gray has grown out maybe a ½ an inch at that point, and I cover that up with the 5-minute root touch-up Loreal stuff. I'll put a picture of it up here. And my trick is that since my hair comes in almost white, like it's not salt and pepper gray, it's like almost white, silver, I get the light brown color. I don't get a blonde color. I get the light brown because if I get a blonde one, my hair is already so light from the gray, it really just stays white. It doesn't really deposit any color over the top. So by getting the light brown, you think it's gonna turn out too dark, but it doesn't. You can see it's not too dark at all. It comes out to be like kind of a medium-ish blonde. And so just maybe one shade darker than you think you would want to go, and you just paint it on, and then take your finger and go up here, flip it over, paint another one, go all the way around. Just the growth on the gray. Let it sit for about 30 minutes, check it and make sure that it has covered, and then wash it out. The covering gray, most people can use a box dye color at home to cover up your roots. It's where you highlight that gets a little bit trickier. So what I do is I will do that one day, and then a day or two later, a couple days later, I will do the highlight. Now for me, I color my hair every 6 to 8 weeks with the root touch-up, and then with actual bleach where I'm highlighting, I only do that about 3 times a year because I don't feel like I need that every single time, and then it helps to not damage my hair quite as much. So my trick is, I'll take you into my bathroom and show you, I use a frost and tip cap. However, I don't use the one that comes in those frost and tip boxes because they have tiny little holes all over, and you're stabbing yourself 1,000 times, and what you pull out is this tiniest little bit of hair that really, to me, it doesn't show up as well. And I didn't want to look like a raccoon, but I also wanted to have some thicker highlights where I didn't have to do my entire head in this constant pulling out, which takes forever and hurts like heck. So what I found online was a cap that was meant for chunky highlights. I got it off of Amazon. When I looked last, it was out of stock. I think this whole COVID thing is making everything out of stock, but I'll try and find one that's in stock, or you might just have to wait until you can find one. But this particular cap has larger holes and X's where it's just like one here, one here, one here, one here. I'll show you it in my footage. And you can take the hook and pull out, I do it like 4 times in the same hole, and really pull out a pretty good chunk. And it might even look like it's a little bit scary, like that's gonna look like a raccoon. You can see it doesn't. But then I take a rat tail comb and I brush it through to make sure there's no loops, because sometimes when you pull through those caps, not all of it comes through and there's a loop. But you're gonna pull that through, and it's only like I do maybe 5 rows, 5 back doing that. So 25 pulls through as far as holes. It's not that over the whole head, tiny little hole thing. You'll put it on, tie it tight under your chin to keep it as close to your head as possible, pull it through. Then what you're going to use is the Loreal products with a 20 developer. The reason I use 20, now if you're really dark brown, this is for blondes. This is for people who are pretty much a dark, medium, or light blonde, and they're just highlighting. Because the 20 developer, you don't have to lift it that much. You're not going from dark brown to platinum. If you have to do more than that, this is not the video for you, because I don't know how to go from dark brown to platinum blonde. I don't think you can even do that in one sitting, and you probably need to consult a professional before you do that. But for me, the 20 developer is plenty to get it platinum blonde, and it's easier on my head. So I'm gonna mix 1 part of the powder, to 2 parts of developer, mix it up really, really good. And then I'm going to put that on my hair to about halfway down my head, not on the ends. My ends are already light. They don't need a long processing time to brighten them up. So I put that on, I leave that on for about 30 minutes. And then I put the rest of it on top of my head and add the rest from my bowl on top and leave that on for another 20 minutes. So then it's been 50 minutes by the time that's done. That seems like a long time, but if you look at it, it will look like it's done, and then you'll wash it off and it'll be orange or it'll be yellow. So it has to look white, like toothpaste white. So be careful because everybody's hair is different, and you gotta know what your hair can handle and how long it takes to process. For me, 50 minutes, and then I turn the shower water on, I get my towel, I get ready, all of that. So really by the time it's done, it's been on there an hour. And when I get into the shower, and I will leave the cap on, I will rinse out the product. I will use the Fanola No Yellow Purple Shampoo. I love that stuff. It works so, so good. I have a video on it. I will link it in the cards. And if you haven't seen it, I love it. Love that stuff. I will put that on top of the cap, rub it all in, leave that for 5 minutes, and then rinse that out. Then I'll pull the cap off, take a little bit of shampoo to the rest of my hair, condition, and we're done. This is the results. You can tell it does not have any streaks in it. It doesn't have the raccoon look. It's blended really pretty. It does not look yellow. It does not look orange. I did not fry my hair. It feels good. I used the Chi Black Seed Dry Oil on my hair. Oh my gosh, I love that stuff because you put it on when it's wet, but it never feels greasy and it just moisturizes your hair. I love that dry oil. But I love that stuff. And then I just took my John Frieda round brush hair dryer, which I also did a video on because my hair is massively frizzy. So it does not have the blast you in the face hot air. It's not very powerful of a motor, but if you don't want to blow that all around to make your hair all frizzy, I really like that hair dryer. Also have a video on that, so I'll link that as well. So it's a 2-step process. Obviously, if you're going into a salon, they can do all of this at once, and it's much easier for you to go in and do it, but it's also going to cost you a lot of money, and a lot of salons aren't even open right now. So if you're on a budget, if you're stuck at home, if your favorite hair person isn't available, which mine is my daughter, but she lives in California and I live in Texas, and so that's not happening very often, as you would imagine. So I just do it myself, and I just save myself a ton of money. And really, it's just pretty easy and simple to do. The only way you can screw it up is not leaving it on long enough, or, if you leave it on for a couple hours, you might lose your hair. Don't do that. But leave it on long enough, longer than you think you need to get it really past that yellow stage, and then the Fanola No Yellow Purple Shampoo. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone who you think might benefit from this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Otherwise, I hope you're having a great day. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video.